Howdy, hi, hello, hola, привет, bonjour, guten tag, what is up, Vikings? So, lately, in the last couple of months, in news, we've had several broken up hints of this new event that is coming up either the end of this month or, I've heard the end of this month, I've heard the end of September. Only time will tell. But I took the time to get all of those hints together and kind of condense them down to put them out in this video right here. Kind of bear with me. It is a lot of information. I have screens as well to show you guys what some of this is supposed to look like. Of course, as we know, all of this stuff is subject to change when we actually in the game. But I hope you guys like this. Please, as always, if you haven't already, hit the like and the subscribe button. If you are interested in being a paid member and supporting the channel, there's a link in the description of the video as well. With all that being said, here we go. We'll kind of get into this. Again, bear with me. It's a lot of information to go through, but here we go. So, first of all, some of this stuff is kind of simple. We have the event will last 12 hours. There will be league with many parameters, unknown matchup mechanisms. It's possible that a level 39 town will play with a level 40 in the same group. Minimum of a level 25 palace. 15 people will participate in one session. There will be many sessions. So as Torrin said, don't worry, everyone will fight. And there will be a new item, the Alfheim Light. There will be no NPCs in the towers that we are fighting or holding. And the event is anonymous. You will not know who your opponents are. You won't be able to communicate with them. It can be your alliance, it could be in your clan, but you won't be able to communicate with them at all. So those were kind of like the points that I brought out. Other than that, I've got a lot of information to cover for you guys. The goddess here that we've heard so much about, god upgrade, will be possible with gold and soul shard, but it is cheaper if you use the Alfheim Light, as we saw in green. I will throw up on the now. This right here at the bottom of this screen. So these god altars, they upgrade, as we all know. They give certain bonuses. I covered this in my video yesterday. Alfheim Light, as you can see, 710 to upgrade, or 8 billion soul shards and 2 billion gold. And that's to go to level 3 of the first upgrade cost. So according to the information Torrin gave us for this, you can use Alfheim Light, or you can use soul shards and gold combined. Alfheim Fire can only be earned during the event that's coming up. Bonuses from these goddess tiers that we use, or from the god, will apply everywhere, so we can use them and activate them in any event that we so wish. Pretty much like in a tier. The permanent bonuses, of course, will always be active, and then the temporary bonuses will be like the temporary bonuses on the tier that we have already. They will apply once they are active. All of this will, of course, be available in the new building. This building right here will be added to our account when update happens. We will not need to upgrade it. We don't need to build it. It will already be there. It will basically appear like this. As you can see here on the right is the entrance to Helheim. and then that building will be kind of tucked back, and that will be the altar of God. This building, is located on the screen of player's town, similar to the gates of Helheim. It is displayed in the town by default from Palace Level 1. It does not need to be built, and it doesn't have upgrade levels. The mechanic bonus is activated in the God Chalice, similar to the bonuses in the Hall of Glory. God statues are new entities that grant the game bonus to the player, similar to a seer. Statues have a passive and an active bonus. The passive bonus is in effect all the time, while the active one is activated in effect for the limited period of time. Once the time is expired, the player can activate the statue again. Players can only activate statues in exchange for Alfheim Light, which can be only earned in the light event. There are no restrictions on the number of statues that are activated at the same time. However, the number of activated statues influences the cost of activating others. So, unlike a seer, we can stack these, but of course, if you activate more, it's going to get more expensive as you activate up. Kind of like how we have the ability to assign multiple reputes. Upgrading statues is similar to the Valkyrie Citadel. Upgrading and activating each statue is more expensive than the previous one. After an upgrade, the value of bonuses and influence increases. The influence from the statues doesn't count towards influence increased competition. So you can't upgrade these and you cannot upgrade these and have it count towards influence increased event. Won't give you points. Player can choose to upgrade stats in exchange for Alfheim Light, Gold, and Star Shard. God Chalice building has present bonuses for in-game stats. Initially, they are all equal at 0, but the God statues are upgraded. The value of each present bonus increases by a certain 6%. So, that kind of covers like that stuff. Now, as far as the battle for light event, so I'm going to show these. These are like the map that I will be briefly covering here in the next part. Gold towers, light, and Alfheim. Points depend on the location of the tower relative to the portal. Your portal starting point. And then are like goes like points. You see at the top card and Alfheim Light, as well as Hero and Shaman. Your event. And then this is what we saw most recently. The marches here. It appears like our marches will look like dragons going across the map. So different. Will not be able to march up. You only move and go as fast as the game has set to. Cannot boost or march anywhere. These are the images of those towers. Up. Then this is what the Alfheim Light item will look like. So, the battle for light event. Competition will be held in several phases. Players will choose a suitable time interval from the list and submit an application to take part in the event. Kind of like Home Gang is now, we sign up for a certain time to play. In the active phase of the event, which will consist of several sessions, access to the competition battlefield will be granted for the players that registered for that time. So in other words, you can't just jump there and chill. You can only jump there once your time slot has arrived. And then once the event has ended, the competition's global ranking will be calculated and multiple people play. Participants' goal will be to earn as many points as possible by holding tower. So basically, you'll only be able to jump there once the event is active. Players from all kingdoms with a palace of level 25 or higher will be able to take part in this competition. An application can be submitted by players who meet the requirements during a specific period while the competition is still in the announcement phase. To apply to take part, players will also need a special item. I do not know what the item is that we will need to ask to participate, but I just know we'll need a special item. Special items, you'll be able to earn them by passing personal checkpoints in clan battle. Well, there we go. And possibly in other global competitions as well, or bank offers. So, there will be no Alfheim Light in the bank, as Torrin has said multiple times. However, in order to participate in this event, we will need an item that will be available in the bank. It appears players can take part in as many battles as they want. To do so, they need to choose time intervals when they will want to participate. Note that for each time interval you choose, you need to spend the special item. So you can sign up for as many time intervals as you want to play. You will need those special items again for everyone that you sign up for. It is possible to submit an application during the whole of the registration phase. If a player has already applied to take part, they can also register for additional time during that. However, it is not possible to cancel the registration for certain times once you've already chosen them. So choose wisely. There will be no refund on, oh, I didn't mean to do that hour. Is basically what that's saying. If a group is full, if a full group hasn't been gathered for a game session as of the end of the opponent's signing phase, in other words, there are fewer than 15 players in the group, there will be no battle for those players, and the players that signed up and registered will receive the item back they spent. Okay, so when it comes to how battles will take place, one specific feature of the interaction between players is that participants in the battle will be completely anonymous. During the battle, it will be impossible to view your opponent or exchange personal messages with them, and there will be no chat. In all battle reports, all players' personal information will also be hidden. Players from the same kingdom, clan, or allied chat might be assigned as your opponent. A specific number of players take part in each game session. 5 players in each base, 15 players in total. This is a solo competition, which means every Jarl for themselves. Players earn points by holding towers of light, similar to Asgard towers. The farther from the player's base tower is, the more points it grants the player. The central super tower, the one on the screen currently that says 2000, brings the most points awarded per cycle. If a player captures a tower in the final cycle, the points will be awarded to the player who captured the tower, not the player who held it for all of the previous cycle in general. Also, that being said, within these towers, there are other specific bonuses. A regular tower doesn't give any buffs. A defense tower grants a certain buff for defense. An offense tower grants a certain buff for your next attack or several attacks. The player automatically receives the specified buff right after they have captured the corresponding tower. Defense towers are situated in the center of a sector. Offense towers are closer to the center of the map. Each setting may be subject to change. The position of towers is preset, and it doesn't change between battles or competition. So basically, you play this once, and when it comes to that, you can kind of figure out your strategy for the next time you play it, because the towers won't rearrange themselves, which is also super awesome. As you can see, points. Okay, capturing and holding these said towers. Gathering onslaughts on towers of light is not possible. Player can only perform individual attacks, espionage, or send reinforcements to towers they've already captured. Towers of light don't have standard mechanics restricting their capacity. That is, the maximum troop head count. A tower can only host one troop at a time, and the tower capacity equals the maximum number of warriors that a player can send in their troop. So in other words, if your max march is 135 million, that is all the tower can hold, is 135 million. It all basically depends on your playing upgrade level, so your town skins, all stuff like that. The troop must be recalled from the tower in full. Player cannot solely call their shaman or hero home from a tower. If the player recalls their troop from a tower, they lose the tower. So basically, if you refresh your march, you just pulled from the tower, tower's fair game. You no longer hold it. Players can't send additional reinforcements to the tower being held. Instead, a mechanic adding warriors to a troop that is already in the tower is being introduced. So you will have a reinforce button that merely just adds troops to your march to refresh it. Every player has a restriction, a minimum of 2 marches on each tower, including the reinforcement troop and the troop that is returning. Restrictions on the total number of marches will remain as standard, depending on the player's upgrade level. If there's already 1 troop in the tower or 1 march, the player can only send 1 additional march to the tower. If one march is in a tower and another march is returning from the tower, they are regarded as 2 active marches. The player will be given no more. For the player to be able to carry out an attack or an espionage or send reinforcements, it must be connected via a passageway to the player's base or a tower they are holding, much like what we see in Asgard. Players who are not clan members can interact with the towers. So basically, you don't even have to be in a clan to play this event. Towers are always available for interaction. They cannot be destroyed or placed under a shield. In the first iteration of the feature, towers can be attacked by any troop type. In future updates of this, though, there may be restrictions on attacking towers with certain troops. So there is that. Now, as far as reinforcing these towers, if a player has a march in the tower and the troop has bonuses for troop head count that allow you to have a maximum of more, the player can only add warriors up to that value. When doing so, the player can send a troop whose head count exceeds the number of free spaces in the troop that is already in the tower. In this case, the head count for the tower will become more, and the remaining warriors will return to your base. So in other words, if you have 135 million in there, you increase your march size by a boost or something else, you can swap it out. The remaining will be shot back. If the player has a troop without hero and shaman in the tower, the troop head count is 100k. The player additionally sends a march with hero and shaman of 150k. Then the amount in the tower becomes 150k. For example, the excess warriors of 100k or everything over 100k, 50k would return to your base. If the player sends 2 marches in a row to attack a tower and the first troop successfully captures it, the second march replenishes the first one that is already there, and the extra warriors are returned to the player's base. If the player sends an additional march to the tower and another player captures the tower, the troop arrives at the location and instantly returns to base. The player receives a system message about failure to reach goal and then must choose to attack the tower. So if someone snags that tower while you're trying to refresh your troops inside of it, you have to choose to attack it. It gives you the whole thing of like, this action was not met. So that's just kind of how that works. Kind of an interesting, different mechanic for sure. There will be new achievements in this. Show you this. We have the Lord of Towers. We actually do have a bonus amount for that. The Lord of Towers achievement will give you a total of 300% troop defense, 80% troop offense against tier 2 that we know of. These, of course, bonuses could be changed. And then there will be the Dominator and the Destroyer. So at least 3 new achievements will come out with this event. Basically also the Battle for Honey or Battle for Light, an event designed for the confrontation of 15 players. I pretty much covered all of this. This is what we will be seeing in the game as far as like game description and game manual. You'll have competition and then a battles page as well that will give you basically a brief rundown. And then, of course, the Altars of Light that I showed on my video from yesterday. Another quick peek there. Now, during the course of this video, my wonderful, gorgeous, amazing wife sent me this bit of information. What if Mead happens on 2208? So, in other words, August 22nd, which is roughly 7 days from now, we could be seeing this event. They have called this event the Mead of Poetry. What if Mead happens on 2208? So we could, in fact, see this event that I just spent 20 minutes discussing with you guys on the 22nd of August. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That was a lot of information. I apologize to you guys. Extremely long video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like it. Drop in the comments below what you think. If you're looking forward to it or not, let me know. I will see you guys in the round in the community on the next video. Enjoy Jotunheim. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you later. 'Cause I don't give a fuck.